have realized I was gone Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, though got the opportunity to call in on Fan Bragging Friday. If you are not aware of Fan Bragging Friday, my goodness, you need to join us every Friday. The opportunity to call 855-FAN-BRAG, that's 855-FAN-BRAG, exists every Friday, and it is a celebration of all things right in business. Who do you love to do business with? And tell us not only that, but tell us why you love doing business with them. In that sense, we will connect with you and share. It's a win-win-win, right? When people call in and say, this is the company that I love to do business with. Now the listener knows who to go to. Now we know how to connect with a great business. We market a great business, and we get to market you as well for calling it in. Our next guest is on the line. I want to share with you a little bit about Mark Demetriou. He is one of America's top mortgage experts and a top-rated speaker. He's appeared alongside world-renowned motivational speaker Tony Robbins, as well as Barbara Corcoran from CBS Television's Shark Tank. He attributes his success to the lessons his grandfather, who immigrated to America from Cyprus penniless at the age of 16, and yet managed to beat the odds and retire at the age of 60 as a millionaire through persistence, hard work, and great attitude. He's written a book in Lessons from My Grandfather. He's going to share his grandfather's compelling story and the 15 principles for success connected to that. Mark, welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Thank you very much, Eric. I appreciate that intro, and it's a pleasure being on the show.
It is a fantastic opportunity to connect with you. Let's talk about your grandfather. I mean, I love it when we can honor those who have gone before us. This is obviously close and personal to you. Tell us about your grandpa.
So he was just an absolute amazing individual, and the pleasure of having him retired literally at 60 when I was just born. So I had him for a full 37 years of my life till he passed at 97. But just the mentor and the best friend and grandfather that he was, and as an individual, I got to learn from him so many things. And he told me so many stories, he told me so much, but what made him get ahead in life was truly because who he was. He was a happy, positive, outgoing, hardworking, gregarious, honest guy. And you saw that in all the stories and all the things he told me, and really how he got ahead in life, from coming here through Ellis Island with literally not a dime in his pocket, into 3 weeks after the stock market crash and the worst depression this world's seen, and really make it through that. And truly because who he was. Everyone truly wanted to help him get to the next opportunity, to get ahead in life. And all the mannerisms about him, and just his positive feelings of mixing with the right people and helping others, have a positive attitude. I mean, we'll get into that a little later, but these are some of the principles. But just such a truly amazing individual, and I needed to share him with the world. And years after he passed, it was almost like I had this, epiphany. It is such a crazy thing that he's not here, and he was such a tremendous mentor to me that I want to share this mentor with the world and give people a mentor that they don't have, and also inspire parents and grandparents to be that mentor to their kids.
Yeah.
So it really was a really wholesome book in that way.
I'm a huge fan of mentoring and having a mentor relationship, both having a mentor and then being a mentor, right? Taking that and paying it forward. And I love this. Our guest is Mark Demetriou. Am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yes, that's fine. Mark Demetriou, correct.
All right. And the book, in Lessons from My Grandfather, we get to learn several of the principles. Now, there are 15 principles that your grandfather, and I believe his name was Charlie, right?
Correct. Yes, Charlie.
But we don't have time for all 15. But let's start with, what's your favorite of the principles that Grandpa brought to you and that you love to share with your listeners?
And, God, there's so many. I mean, this just one of them that just stands out to me. Be resilient, persevere, and never give up on yourself. So, believing in yourself and your abilities and forging forward. He was always about never look back for negativity, but look back to learn from the past, and always forge forward. Things will happen in life. Life is very difficult. There'll be ups and downs and tragedies and hardships, and that's life. And you have to learn how to deal with these things. But learn from everything that happens and move forward and look positively to the future. Because the negativity drowns us. When you start to think negative, all those negative thoughts come in your head. It's like a sponge. But if you remain positive and stay focused, and we all go through hardships, some of the things he always would say to on top of it is never trust anybody, not even yourself. And he meant that for a lot of reasons, not just financially, but also just life itself. You always need some guidance from people around you. So when it comes to money or life in general, it's good to have people that you can look to get advice from, because sometimes you'll make bad decisions or you need help in life to get through a hard time.
You're right.
So it's always about both sides of that.
I think that resilience is one of those things that most entrepreneurs don't think about when they go in. They think, I've got a mission. I'm going to go do what I do. I use the reference of cookies. I like to make cookies, so I started a business making cookies. I'm going to make cookies. That's what I like to do. And they don't realize that not everybody, life happens, business happens, economy happens. All of this stuff comes and goes. And if you're not resilient and you don't know what exactly, maybe your target market's not really looking for cookies, right?
Right.
You need to know and be able to adapt. Absolutely. What's another one, Mark?
So I like to go along with that one. I'll just combine two. There's two here. So never stop moving in the direction of your dreams. Never stop moving in the direction of your dreams. Along with another one is there's no limit and no ends. So and believe in yourself always. It's kind of like there's three of them combined.
Right.
So it really just truly has to do with that if you have a plan of action and a dream in your mind and you want to get that dream, you want to accomplish that dream, you keep moving forward and obstacles will come up. You got to learn to go over them, go around them, go through them. Things will always come up in your way. And, a lot of successful people have failed, have went bankrupt, have had hardships. Albert Einstein, how many times did you try and get a light bulb to the 1,000th time or whatever the number is? It didn't work. He failed 1,000 times, it did 1,000 for his. Well, he's got a quote, I think. It's 1,000 times I failed and 1,000 first time it worked.
That's exactly.
But, there's just, when you want something that bad, you got to just continue to find every way possible. And I tell you, even, in my life, and I've learned so much about life and been successful from him and from what I've learned. And you also, so I'm going to add something into this that, you don't get handed things in life. Some people that are very wealthy and they hand to the kids, that's a different story. But everything you want in life or got to go after, you have to really put your time and energy in yourself. You got to make things happen. You got to put the time in, get the relationships, go after what you want, find the mentors, find the opportunities, and you just kind of forge forward. It's got to be a passion, not give up. And, eventually it comes to fruition. It's just the way it works.
Yeah. You mentioned, Mark, get the relationships, and you buried it in the middle of the sentence, but I believe that's probably one of the biggest opportunities for us to park the car and talk about the value of the relationships. Here at Experience Pros, Angel and I have a phrase. It is not what you know that is the most important, but rather who knows you makes all the difference in the world. What do you think?
I love it. And I actually say that regularly. In fact, when I'm speaking or wherever, I get an opportunity, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And
right.
I do a lot of speaking at schools for children and high schools and some other places. But I tell them all that you need to get your degree without question. I couldn't wait to get my degree, but I've always learned from my parents and my grandparents and just in life, it's who you know, the connections you have, who knows you.
Yeah, there you go. I want to draw the distinction, Mark, of the difference between who you know. You can know a lot of people, right? But who knows you can actually launch or kill your career.
Absolutely correct. And I'm going to tell you, the perception people have upon you, and this is one thing, I'm an Eagle Scout from youth, and I believe in the scouting way.
Nice.
The mantra to be a good person and be, good to others, and all that foundation as a child was so imperative. And even working from 11 years old to have the paper out, that could also help. But, the way you are as a human being on this earth and the opportunity to be a good person and do the right thing and be honorable and be honest and hardworking, let people in if they're trying to come in with a drive and let the people in, or, let people open a door, all these good things, the good vibes that goes with that. My grandfather was a maitre d' by life. He was Mr. Hospitality. We'd go out to restaurants. He would be talking to the waitress, talk to the busboy, give the busboy $1 for his hard work. Like just that positive energy in life. Yeah. And all these things, people look upon you. They remember there's some sayings out there. Is when you die, it's how much you loved and how much you were loved. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Things like that. How much you'll be remembered by. So. I wish more people would think like this, and the more I can empower with my book and my speaking, really, I hope to change a lot of people.
Well, let's get them the information that they need, Mark. Where would you like people to go to pick up Lessons from My Grandfather and then stay connected to you?
So Amazon, actually, as of January 16th, Amazon.com is selling the book, Lessons from My Grandfather, Wisdom for Success in Business and Life. It's available on Amazon, but also I have a great website with a lot of information on it. And all the events and places I'm speaking. It's www.grandfatherlessons.com as well. Grandfatherlessons.com.
Encourage our listeners to connect with Mark follow the career path that he's taking. He's implementing the things that Grandpa Charlie gave to him, and you can as well. Mark, you're a pleasure to have on the program. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you so much.
You bet. All right, folks, don't go anywhere. There's more positive business talk just ahead. You are listening to the Experience Pros Radio Network. For the archives of this broadcast and every broadcast that we do, you can go to experiencepros.com and click on the radio tab. We'll be back right after these messages.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.